All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we are unpacking the wild, completely unexpected evolution of one of the most recognizable luxury vehicles on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. We're going to track its incredible journey from its very first, slightly controversial debut in 1999 all the way to its cutting-edge 2026 lineup. But honestly, this isn't just the history of a big SUV. It is literally one of the greatest business pivots and brand reinventions in modern American history.
Okay, let's dive into this because the whole story really boils down to one massive question. How on earth did a rushed, badge-engineered clone manage to become an undisputed cultural and luxury icon? The story of how Cadillac navigated from a panicked, late 1990s reaction to building the absolute king of full-size luxury SUVs is a fascinating masterclass in automotive pivoting.
Here is our roadmap for the next 10 minutes or so. We'll start with that rushed reaction in the 90s, explore its explosion into a cultural icon, watch it mature into a modern flagship, and finally, take a glimpse into the Escalade's future.
Part 1. A rushed reaction. Picture the vibe at Cadillac in the late 1990s. It was, frankly, incredibly tense. They were suddenly facing this aging buyer base, a pretty severe image problem, and out of nowhere, the luxury SUV market had just absolutely exploded. The catalyst for all this panic? Lincoln's Navigator. It was a massive, unexpected success, and Cadillac was caught completely flat-footed. So in early 1997, leadership greenlit a project with a mandate for an insanely fast turnaround. They were desperately scrambling to get a vehicle into this booming segment, launching the very first Escalade as a 1999 model. And, to go from a boardroom greenlight to a vehicle on the road in that short of a time frame, they literally had to take some serious shortcuts.
But before we look at those shortcuts, we've got to talk about the name, Escalade. It actually refers to the act of scaling fortress walls in a siege. And honestly, it is an absolutely brilliant piece of marketing because that is exactly what Cadillac had to do. Ford and Lincoln had already built this massive fortress in the full-size luxury SUV market, and Cadillac was showing up, ladders in hand, ready to scale those walls and take back their crown.
So to hit that crazy 1999 launch date, the first-generation Escalade was basically a Band-Aid solution. They didn't build a new car from scratch. Instead, they took the already upscaled GMC Yukon Denali, which sat on the GMT 400 platform, that's General Motors' shared truck chassis, and they just dressed it up. They slapped on Cadillac's signature wreath and crest grille, upgraded the interior with some premium wood and leather, and dropped in a 5.7-liter Vortec V8, making about 255 horsepower. It was a rushed, badge-engineered SUV. Critics knew it, buyers knew it. So, did it actually work?
Oh, it absolutely did. Look at this number, 24,000. Cadillac sold nearly 24,000 units in its very first full year on the market. Despite everyone knowing it was basically a dressed-up GMC, buyers just did not care. This striking stat proved to Cadillac that the market demand for a massive, full-size Cadillac SUV was incredibly real. They had a runaway hit on their hands, validating their scramble and setting the perfect stage for what was coming next.
Which brings us to Part 2, becoming a cultural icon.
Now, what's really interesting about this side is how rapidly Cadillac worked to distance the Escalade from its humble Chevy and GMC cousins. Starting in 2002 with Generation 2, the styling became drastically bolder, much more uniquely Cadillac. Then moving to Generation 3 in 2007 on the GMT 900 platform, they raised the luxury bar even higher. We're talking unique exterior details, way better materials, and a massive power jump to a 6.2-liter V8 pushing out over 400 horsepower. They even dropped in a two-mode hybrid version for a few years. They were no longer just reacting to the market, they were actively leading it. And part of taking that leadership role meant expanding their footprint. In 2003, right in the middle of that second generation, they capitalized on their massive momentum by introducing two wild new variations. They launched the Escalade ESV, which was a longer, suburban-based model offering a ton more third row and cargo space. And right alongside it came the Escalade EXT, a luxury pickup truck featuring this incredibly clever retractable midgate. This kind of flexibility just fueled their absolute dominance. And during this specific era, the Escalade completely transcended being just a car. It literally became the go-to vehicle for athletes, musicians, and celebrities. I mean, if you watched a music video, a red carpet arrival, or any award show in the 2000s, you saw an Escalade. It cemented itself as the ultimate hip-hop and pop culture status symbol. This cultural explosion drove unbelievable sales volume and firmly established the Escalade as Cadillac's undisputed image leader. All right, shifting gears to Part 3, the modern luxury flagship.
And this brilliantly illustrates just how far this vehicle has come over the decades. Compare our humble origins in 1999, a rushed 255 horsepower design with an old-school solid axle, to the 2021 Generation 5. Today, you're looking at a highly sophisticated independent rear suspension and a dashboard that is entirely dominated by a sweeping 38-inch curved OLED display. The technological leap here is just staggering. It represents a total transformation from a part-spin truck to a true world-class luxury contender.
You see, this maturation really started in 2015 with the fourth generation. That's when they brought in an aggressive, angular design language that finally matched Cadillac's contemporary sedans. But importantly, they listened to their customers and retained that traditional body-on-frame construction because buyers absolutely still wanted that truck-like towing capability. The real breakthrough, though, was the fifth generation in 2021. By finally switching to an independent rear suspension, they dramatically improved the third row space and the overall ride quality. They paired their proven V8s with a buttery smooth 10-speed automatic and even added a 3.0-liter turbo diesel option for amazing efficiency and torque. They essentially balanced brute truck strength with an incredibly quiet, refined luxury cabin.
But hey, they definitely didn't forget how to have fun. 682. That is the explosive horsepower number for the 2023 Escalade V. Cadillac literally took their massive luxury flagship, dropped in a supercharged 6.2-liter V8, and turned it into a genuine performance machine capable of a staggering sub 4.5 second 0 to 60 time. It's brilliant. It is entirely unnecessary, and it is a completely awesome engineering feat.
Which leads us to part 4, the Escalade's future. So how does a 25-year-old nameplate stay relevant? Relentless technological advancement. Take a look at the 2025 mid-cycle refresh. First off, they pushed its road presence even further with bolder front and rear styling and these available, absolutely massive 24-inch wheels. Then they entirely rethought the interior, ditching the old setup for a mind-bending 55-inch panoramic display that spans the entire dashboard. Finally, they expanded Super Cruise, which is their industry-leading hands-free driving tech. And moving into 2026, they're adding crazy features like power-operated doors and ongoing over-the-air software updates, just to make sure the standard Escalade, the ESV, and the V-Series remain right at the bleeding edge.
But of course, the future isn't just about gasoline anymore. Expanding right alongside those gas-powered models, the Escalade nameplate is officially entering the EV era with the all-new, all-electric Escalade IQ. This huge addition basically ensures that the broader Escalade family is going to continue to define the full-size luxury SUV segment, no matter what is actually powering the wheels. From a quickly engineered, somewhat panicked 1999 response to the Navigator, through its absolute cultural icon status in the 2000s, to today's high-performance, technology-laden luxury flagship, it has been an incredible 25-year evolution that literally helped revive Cadillac's relevance and become a true symbol of American success. So I've got to ask you, what is the true peak of the Escalade? Is it the raw, unapologetic swagger of the 2000s, the supercharged V8 monsters of today, or maybe this new all-electric future? Let me know your favorite generation down below. If you enjoyed this explainer and want to dive into more fascinating histories like this, make sure to engage and stick around. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.